Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're talking about something huge. How artificial intelligence isn't just changing things, it's completely tearing down and rebuilding entire industries from the ground up. And to really get our heads around it, we're going to zoom in on a perfect case study, the travel agency. So let's be crystal clear about this. The AI revolution isn't some far-off, futuristic idea anymore. It's here, right now. And it's doing a lot more than just making things a bit faster. It's rewriting the entire rulebook for how business gets done. So let's break down what that actually means.
All right, here's the plan. We'll kick things off with the big picture, the AI revolution itself. Then we'll dive into this really weird paradox that's hitting the travel industry. We'll look at the actual numbers, map out a pretty stark timeline of what's coming, explore the few paths left for survival, and then we'll wrap up with a question that, honestly, every single one of us needs to be thinking about.
Okay, first things first, we have to get on the same page about the sheer scale of this change. AI's impact isn't some slow, gradual creep. It's a massive, fast-moving force, and it's actually getting faster every single day. Think about it. For an industry like travel agencies, the walls they built to protect their business for years, their specialized knowledge, their exclusive deals, all of that is being knocked down like overnight. And this is creating a very, very strange situation. Now, this is where things get really fascinating. We're seeing this bizarre paradox play out in real time. AI is actually making the entire travel market bigger than it has ever been. So the question is, why are the traditional businesses, the travel agencies, on the verge of disappearing?
And we're not talking about small change here. The market for just the AI tools within the travel sector is already gigantic. We're looking at nearly $34 billion this year alone. And just to be clear, that's not the value of the whole travel market. That is just the AI segment.
And the growth? It's absolutely explosive. It's projected to more than double to over $72 billion in just 5 years. To give you some perspective, that's a growth rate of almost 30% year after year after year. The trend couldn't be clearer, and it's speeding up. So this right here is the heart of the matter. The very AI tools that make travel planning super easy and accessible for all of us, the things that are making the whole pie bigger, are the exact same tools that are cutting the traditional travel agent right out of the picture. So yeah, more people are traveling, but way fewer of them are using an agency to do it. Okay, let's get into the nitty-gritty. Let's break down precisely how AI is taking over the core jobs that for decades only a travel agent could do. Just look at this breakdown. It's wild. AI isn't just grabbing that 25% of the market that used to belong to the agencies. Get this. It's actually creating a massive 40% of brand new demand. These are people who always found planning a trip way too complicated. But now, because AI makes it so simple, they're jumping into the market. And the financial hit? It's very real. This massive shift of customers to AI-powered, do-it-yourself tools is causing, conservatively, a 10 to 30% drop in revenue for the core business of these traditional agencies. And this isn't a prediction. This is happening right now. This is the new battlefield. A local travel agency isn't just competing with the other agency down the street anymore. Those days are over. Now they're up against AI tools that can turn their expert knowledge into something that's totally free. They're up against huge online platforms with perfect AI, and they're even up against tech giants who can bundle maps, reviews, and bookings into one flawless package. So based on the data and the insane speed of this change, the industry isn't just going through a transition. It's facing a very clear, and to be blunt, a very brutal timeline for a complete and total transformation. And the whole thing is swift and unforgiving. In the next 2 years, we're going to see a major decline as the customer base just gets older and older. Within 5 years, as basic trip planning becomes completely commoditized, as in free, you should expect to see a massive wave of agencies just shutting their doors. Then, in about a decade, the industry will be unrecognizable, dominated by AI platforms, with only a handful of super specialized human services left standing. Okay, so after that pretty bleak picture, you have to ask, is there any hope? Is survival even on the table? The answer is yes, but the path forward is incredibly narrow. It requires a fundamental shift in what a travel agency actually is. This is the only way it works. The only viable strategy is to stop competing with algorithms on their own turf. You will lose. agencies have to pivot from just providing information, which is now basically free, to creating unique value that is profoundly human, something that code simply cannot replicate. So here they are, the 5 likely survivors of the travel agent world. You've got the experienced curator. They sell a story, not just a flight. The niche professional for something crazy, like a polar expedition. The corporate events specialist, the local expert with connections an AI could never find, and then, funny enough, the AI-powered operator, the one who uses AI not to plan for customers, but to become ruthlessly efficient in one tiny little market. What's the common thread? They all do something AI can't.
So why did we just spend all this time talking about travel agencies? Because their story is not unique. It's a powerful, real-time playbook for the kind of disruption that is coming for countless other industries.
This is the key thing for you to take home today. If your job is basically to be a middleman for information, you are at risk. If your main function can be broken down into a repeatable process, it is going to be automated. Survival, from here on out, depends entirely on your ability to answer one question. What do I do that is uniquely and complexly human?
And that's what we want to leave you with. This one, critical thought. Take a hard, honest look at your own job, at your company, at your entire industry, and ask yourself that question. Because the story of the travel agency is just the first chapter. This wave of change is only just beginning to build.